Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live action arena. In the event of any emergency, please follow the advice from the stewards. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the lovely Pollyanna Woodward.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Hello and welcome to the Autosport International and Performance Show 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you look forward to this. We have a lot lined up for you. It's going to be an absolutely amazing show with a lot of spectacles for you to enjoy. But I am not just going to be here on my own. I have a co-host that was supposed to turn up. Isn't that car gorgeous, by the way?
That car's rubbish.
Oh, here he is. Where are you?
That car is absolute rubbish. This is the way to travel in. Oh my God. Nearly had the first shot of the day. Hello, Birmingham.
Hello, Property. I must admit, I love the pink wheels. Did you actually pick the pink wheels?
Seriously, if you want something that matches your eyes in Birmingham on a Saturday morning, go for the pink wheels.
I like it. You did actually ride that quite nicely and it suits you.
How are you, lovely?
I am absolutely fabulous. I'm looking forward to the show. It's going to be pretty special.
Absolutely.
It is. It's going to make your day a lot better because we have got some spectacular shows lined up for you in different kind of cars, different performances.
Very good cars, very fast cars, cars that will race around this track, old cars, classic cars from Formula 1 as well, and some really weird cars and some very special guests. But we start with some special news. Hot off the presses, ladies and gentlemen, for fans of the Porsche Boxster everywhere, I can exclusively reveal today that it has been chosen at the annual What Car Awards as the What Car Sports Car of the Year. Give it up for the Porsche Boxster! Woohoo!
A few fans.
There's more fans clapping that than there were at the 9:30 show this morning, which is really good.
There wasn't.
If you haven't got a Porsche Boxster and you want to see more, you can. And you can learn more about a car that at £38,000 entry level, what, 0 to 62 in 8.8 seconds, 2.7 litre engine, really can give you that need for speed.
It is nice, lovely summer's day, roof down, get the optional extra, the wind deflected travel in style and comfort.
Absolutely, let the hair just flutter back in the breeze.
And get back combed.
Yeah, something like that anyway. If you want to see more about the Porsche Boxster, go to Hall 19 in the main exhibition, ladies and gentlemen. The What Car stand is there, all our team are there as well. They can tell you more about why it was chosen. It's brilliant.
They can indeed.
Now, got a question for you. Have we got any F1 fans in the audience at all?
Oh, there's quite a few of you.
Excellent. Right, you've got to cheer loudly because we're all going a bit button after the first show. Did you enjoy 2013?
I was thinking, that was so. All I had, I think, 2013 F1 Grand Prix, Silverstone.
Yeah.
That's the one that just sticks in my mind. Carnage.
We know Silverstone's the best, but when you get exploding tyres as well, it makes it a lot more dramatic. We had Multi-21 with the whole Red Bull rivalry, exploding tyres, Sebastian Vettel winning 9 races in a row, which was amazing. Whatever you think about Sebastian Vettel, what an achievement.
Yes.
And 13 race wins in a season to obviously equal Michael Schumacher's record.
Absolutely, and talking about Michael Schumacher, obviously we know of his recent incident, so seeing as he was such an F1 legend, I would love all of us to give Michael Schumacher a big round of applause and also wish him the very best of luck at getting better.
Absolutely. Big up for Michael Schumacher, ladies and gentlemen. And I think every single one of us here hopes with all our hearts that he makes a speedy and a full recovery. It's just been shocking
We do
the last few
indeed.
weeks.
So moving swiftly on, I'm very, very excited about the 2014 season.
You're excited.
I really am, because I know there are a lot of changes. In fact, do you know what the changes are?
I think I know all the changes by now. I've tried to spend the last week revising and learning them, and I think I'm getting there.
I like that, and I'm thinking your little car that you sleep in at night has probably been helping you. I love the fact he's brought you this on with
Right.
him.
I got this for Christmas, yeah? Mrs. Croft decided I needed some research material and bought me Fernando Alonso's Ferrari car.
I love that. Now, talking of Mrs. Croft, a little bird has told me you're very good at doing a lot of different things in under a minute.
Yeah, mainly lying on my back doing nothing in a minute, but yes, Mrs. Croft is right with that one. I can multitask in a minute.
So, well, I've got a challenge for you because of that. So I'm thinking, okay, you know your stuff, you know what the changes are for 2014, but can you do them and tell all of us what they are in under a minute?
Well, there are a lot of changes. This could be tricky.
I have faith in you, Crofty, okay? You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay,
so here are the changes for the 2014 season, being told to you in under a minute, hopefully, by Crofty. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, first change is the engine. 1.6 litre V6 turbo, 840 brake horsepower, which is more than the old 2.4 litres, because we've got more energy recovery systems. Heat from the turbo and the kinetic energy recovery systems as well. 160 brake horsepower extra for 33 seconds a lap, so we could get faster top speeds. We need bigger side pods than these, because we need extra cooling as well. The cars are going to be heavier because of the increased battery, but they're going to be lighter on fuel, so you only get 100 kilos of fuel now. At the front, these front wings have got narrower, which means the airflow changes over the car. Pirelli are going to bring some tyres, what tyres we just don't know, but they'll change as well. We also get a real wing that has got narrower with no lower beam and an exhaust and exit right at the centre, so we won't get any more blown diffusers. We get permanent driver numbers. 14 for Fernando Alonso, 89 for Adrian Sutil. Why has he gone for that? We get 2 extra races. We also get driver penalties that will stay on their records for a whole season.
3 seconds.
And we get double points for the final race.
You did it in 1 minute, 1 second. You were just over the hesitation, Crofty.
Damn.
Disappointment. However, that was pretty impressive, and there are a lot of changes in the 2014 season.
Well, there are, and a lot of you might think there are too many changes, a lot of you might think that it's far too much too soon. We'll talk a little bit more about them with our special guest in a few moments' time, because we've got a special guest from the world of Formula One to come up onto the stage. Anyway, enough Formula One chat for the moment. Anyone fans of the BTCC out there? Great season, the BTCC, fantastic. Unlike MSA British Touring Car Championship, without doubt the premier racing series in the UK, the highest profile racing series as well. We had 5 guys going into the last meeting, all in contention for the title, and it was Andrew Jordan, the youngest man at 24 to win in 40 years, that finally took the title. And we're going to have some of the BTCC guys later on today here at the Autosport show to talk about it as well.
It is very, very exciting. No, I think it's about time that you guys had something to watch and something to see. So we're going to get the amazing team out in a second, known as the Jet Speed Drift Team, because if you've been to Autosport Live Arena before, you'll know that we're big, big fans of them. But before we do that, and before they show you some of their stunts, we have our very own Dave Richardson that spoke to one of the team drivers, Mr. Shane Lynch, and here he is.
Shane, the first time you and I met was at a motor show perhaps 12 or 15 years ago. You were still having tremendous success in the charts, of course, as an artist.
Aye.
And you'd just begun to get the motor racing bug. You seem to have found your home being sideways now.
You know, funny enough, drifting is where I've landed, believe it or not. I think I've gone through a lot of different types of motorsport. I began actually with Ford Motorsport in the KA Championship back in kind of 98, 99. Then I moved into more circuit racing. Started again from the beginning of Fiestas to Ginettas, into Lotus Elises, Excesions, and then on into British GTs. And I kind of found my motorsport love in British GTs for about 2 or 3 years. Had a close win in 2003, but unfortunately we had a big off at that point. That was for Eclipse Motorsport and the TVR Tuscano 400, and I kind of had a bit of a scare at that point. But then I thought, you know what, I need to come back.
Well, many of us thought that that's where you were going to stay. It was British GTs. You were having success, and dare I say it, you were a bit handy on the track.
You know, I have to say I had a great team behind me. And again, Eclipse Motorsport, they kind of brought me through from Genetas on into GTs. And then, you know what, it got real serious. Yeah. And I think motorsport for me was all about the enjoyment initially. And then when it started to get real serious, I think I got afraid of it, to be honest with you. And then I bailed out. I kind of bailed out and said, okay, I'm going to do this for a while. And then I creeped back in these drift cars in about 2005, and I kind of found my feet there.
Well, I know, speaking to your wife, that you've got this huge workshop at home and you love tinkering with anything to do with cars. But what I want to explore is this opposite log phenomenon that is drifting. Yeah. Because I've seen you countless times and you're always smiling when you're going the wrong way.
Well, funny enough, drifting as we see it is the extreme of motorsports. So we initiate that slide, we initiate that drift, and then in control we maintain that slide and drift, whilst preferably being door to door with each other. That's how we like it. We like it fast, we like to run those walls, we like to scrape our bumpers, we like to knock our mirrors, but all while scoring points, going forward, backwards and sideways at the same time. This is like a helicopter phenomenon. It shouldn't actually be allowed to do in a car, but we do it.
Shane, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. You've heard him describe what you're about to see. Let's go drifting with Jam Speed.
I have not seen this much smoke since our Christmas dinner. Unbelievable.
That sounds like a momentous occasion.
It was, if you like, you mean, well done.
Very well done. Okay, well, I'm thinking it's about time we get a special guest on, who maybe fancies a chat.
Yeah. Do you want to have some more F1 chat, everybody? Let's bring to the stage then a man who raced 158 times in Formula 1, who's still on the podium 9 times, and is still alongside me in the commentary box for more times than he probably cares to mention, the one and only Martin Brundle! No, you don't need a microphone, but you can have mine.
He's lost or something. They didn't seem to know which way they were going.
Yeah, I don't know about getting lost. There were a few people who now might need a new pair of trousers sat at the front row because they were getting ever so close.
Yeah, they were.
I love that.
Let's do it, isn't it? Yeah, you'll be high on tyre smoke and all that, not for the first time in your life.
It's proper leaded stuff here, I tell you. We were talking about 2014, I was trying to explain the rule changes, and we're all getting very excited. Has it sunk in yet what a season this is going to be? Yeah?
I think it's going to be crazy, especially the early part of it. We really don't know who's going to get a car to the end of the race and who's going to be competitive. So I think the change has come just in time, otherwise we might have seen another Vettel fest, but he'll be there somewhere still. But I mean, it's my 31st year in F1 and I've never been more excited about it.
Do you think that they made too many changes in the 2014 season? Instead of going the full facelift, do you think they should have just done the nose job? Or do you think it's fine and it'll be exciting and it'll make for a really good season?
You mean the appendage that they're putting on the nose? You know, Formula One has to stay relevant, and if we, in 3 years from now, if we had normally aspirated V8 engines, we'd look like dinosaurs. You know, look at the latest supercars, the Ferrari, the Porsche, the McLaren. They're all hybrid cars that are coming on the road. Go to any motor show. That's where the future is, and Formula One has to be part of that. Renault stayed in Formula One. Honda are coming back. We need to attract these great brands. You know, Ferrari and Mercedes are staying. I'd like to see a couple more. So, yeah, it's going to be painful in the beginning, but I'm absolutely sure Formula One's done the right thing.
One of the things I think we're going to see this year with such drastic rule changes is the best drivers rising to the top once again. Drivers are going to have to change their style once again. And that's maybe what the sport needs, to put more in the hands and the feet of the drivers rather than just the cars.
Yeah, I think it's always been the same to an extent. You know, when there were active cars, Ayrton Senna was the king of those, and he was the turbo. He made whatever tools you give to a great racing driver, he'll make the best of them because they're the fastest. They understand what's going on around them best. You know, Michael Schumacher, bless him, he was so good at using the tools available. So I don't think it hides talent. It gives the intelligent, hard-working, determined drivers more tools to work with. So you know, the cream will always rise to the top. The best drivers will still win the World Championships.
And talking of the best, we reckon the best questions are all out there. So who fancies asking the question to end all questions to Martin up here on the stage? Put your hands up if you've got a question for Martin Rundle. Pollyanna will come amongst you now. Hands up, please.
There's no pressure. I'm so glad someone in the aisle put their hand up, because I only saw a hand over there. I was thinking, oh my word, that is a long way in heels. Okay, what's your name, sir?
Dean.
Okay, Dean, what's your question for Martin?
Who's better, Martin? Jensen or Lewis?
How long have you got? The question should have been, Pollyanna, what's your mobile phone number, please? But after that, Lewis is the fastest. Jensen's better on a wet, dry day. That's a very good sit on the fence. I think right now, because Lewis is the younger driver, he's got more upside potential. I think there's elements he can improve. I think he's got to work a little bit harder on, you know, behind the scenes, a la sort of Vettel and Schumacher and Senna and co. But I would say, I'd put my money on Lewis in a championship straight fight. It's very, very close, and Jensen has some advantages that Lewis can't match.
And which car manufacturer?
Hang on, it's 0777 5632. Oh, sorry.
Thanks for that, Crofty. And which manufacturer do you think may shine in 2014, or do you think it's going to be quite an even field?
I think Mercedes-Benz, we don't really know. When you talk to the team bosses, they don't know either, because it's such a big reset. It's about fuel efficiency, power, reliability, which it's always been, but there's going to be more of a focus on that. I think Mercedes are looking strong with their car, and they're designing their own engine. Ferrari should be there as well. You can't ever discount Red Bull or McLaren, but until they run, honestly, I don't know about you, Crofty, I just don't know. And I think the teams are beginning to understand where they're at in terms of getting their new cars ready, but they still don't know how they're going to compare against their main rivals. So I don't think I've ever seen a season where it's going to be so unpredictable.
Yeah. And what are you doing here at Autosport?
What am I doing here at Autosport? Well,
I'm going to see us.
minute-by-minute schedule. Next up, I'm signing my books in Hall 6, Martin Brundle Scrapbook. I'm on the Autosport live state, F1 Racing, VIP Club. I've no idea where that is.
You're being kept very
I'm
busy.
here 4 times over the 2 days, signing loads of autographs, meeting loads of fans.
That's brilliant. Well, Martin, thank you very much for coming to join us. And ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the amazing Martin. Brilliant. Okay, well, this is a spectacle of a show. We have lots for you to look at. We have something a little bit special for you right now. As well.
We certainly do. For fans of Formula One and the history of Formula One, sit back, relax, and watch the best that classic Team Lotus can offer.
Semi-monocoque, twin boom and bulkheads with a 2.5-litre Coventry Climax FPF engine. Jim Clark won a total of 9 out of 13 races entered in this car. Jim Clark won the 49's debut race in the 67 Dutch Grand Prix. Graham Hill won the 68 Monaco Grand Prix, and in the 69 Tasman Championship, Jochen Rindt was victorious. Lotus Type 79. Mario Andretti and Ronnie Peterson dominated the 1978 F1 season with this car. Mario won the Drivers' Championship with 4 pole positions and 3 outright victories in Spain, France and Germany.
Fantastic! Round of applause, please, for classic Team Lotus!
I could watch those all day.
If you get the chance, go to the classic Team Lotus stand as well. They're unbelievable, those guys. Love them to bits.
Now, as I'm sure you're aware, the 2013 winners of Autocar Best Drivers Cars of 2013 were announced in November. And we have all of the cars here for you guys to see.
All of them? I've been backstage. There's one missing.
Okay, there is just one missing, and it is the stunning Ferrari F12. It is at the show, however, at the Autocar stand out in the halls. But I will say that car is breathtaking. £239,000, so it's a pretty penny, but for that you get 0 to 62 in 3.1 seconds, gets up to 211 miles per hour. It's a bit of a monster.
Hang on, £239,000. That's 199,000 bags of chips from my local chippy. What would you rather have, the Ferrari or the chips, boys?
I think I'd rather have the Ferrari, to be quite honest.
Yeah, if I had the chips, I wouldn't fit into a Ferrari, that's the trouble.
Well, if you want to look at that outstanding car, it is at the Autocar stand just out in the halls. But we do have all of the other 10 fantastic cars for you guys to see. And I will say, Crofty, I fancy a couple of these myself. There's something for everybody in this lot.
In which case, then, why don't you have a look as we feature the Autocar Best Driver Cars of 2013, after which it gets very noisy in here indeed. In the capable hands of Mr. Dave Richardson. Enjoy the show, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care.
The Caterham 620R offers blistering performance with a 0 to 62 in just 2.8 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles per hour. The beautiful Mercedes-Benz A45 AMG. The price tag, £37,845 and a limited top speed of 155 miles per hour. The Jaguar F-Type V6S Power, 375 brake horsepower at 6,500 RPM and a 0 to 62 time of 4.9 seconds. The mountain Ford Fiesta ST. What a bargain at just a shade under £18,000, 0 to 62 in just 6.4 seconds. The Ariel Atom 3.5 SC. A top speed of 155 miles per hour on offer for your investment of £38,000. The Porsche Cayman S, a top speed of 175 miles per hour and a 0 to 62 of 5 seconds dead. The Toyota GT86, £24,995 is the price, and for that you get a top speed of 140 miles an hour. The Radical RXC at £97,000 with a top speed of 175 miles per hour. Aston Martin Vantage S, a price tag £138,000 and what a top speed, 205 miles per hour. And of course the familiar Porsche 911 GT3. £100,540 will buy you a 0 to 62 time of just 3.5 seconds.
Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, international motorsport commentator Dave Richardson.
Wow, look at those cars. Thanks very much to Pollyanna and also to Crofty as we enjoy the drivers' cars, and what a selection they are as well. Now, you may think it just happened that I was in the 911. Well, actually, that was more of a test drive. I can feel an order coming on straight away. All those cars absolutely magnificent, including the little Fiesta, the Mountain Fiesta there. Good to see those cars here at Autosport International and the Performance Car Show. Hope you're having a great day here. By Jiminy, have we got a show lined up for you. More sideways action than you can imagine, tyre smoking, flame spinning, all going to come your way. Are you ready for some more action? Well, first up, little single-seater cars that race from the very highlands of Scotland down to the southwest in Cornwall. They race on dirt rather, and on tarmac as well. On the ovals, the Brisker Formula 2 stock cars and Nick Knowles.
Yes, Dave, these cars are powered by powerful 4 2-litre engines. They are open-wheeled with huge wings and bumpers. It's a traditional British stock car formula, which means contact between the cars is allowed. Richard Cleater, if you stop, see the that wins the race. Quite a fight there from the Formula 2 stock car stars. Their 2014 World Championship final will be contested in September at the Calbeek Raceway in Scotland. Now please give these drivers a round of applause. Give them a wave as they pass you.
So it's both the cars and the drivers that are the stars in Bristol Formula 2 stock car racing. And as Nick said, their world final to come on the race hall up there in Cowden Mead. That will be one heck of a type of race indeed. And all the drivers on their way out, and thanks for their entertainment from the Bristol Formula 2 stock cars. Now, from cars that were designed with aerofoils and bumpers to little pint-sized pocket rockets, Nick. Smart cars.
Yes, Dave, who would have thought that the smart car would ever become a racer? But it did, and it has been for 4 years now. There's been a smart car series around the circuits, some of the big circuits as well, supporting some of the big races that raced at Brands Hatch and Silverstone, and many more. It's close competitive racing, they get good builds of cars, and don't be surprised here in the live action arena to see even 2, 3, even 4 abreast. We've seen it this weekend already, so they line up. Man on the pole position is the one that's known as Fudge. He's a big fella, car number 69. Good luck to him in this one. On the outside is Josh Fry from Jimmy Nunn in the white car, and then on the second row of the grid, and number 10 is Ross Crane.
Great stuff, little pint-sized pocket rockets, as I said, smart cars that race throughout the UK and also in Europe as well. Okay, lots of extra special stuff coming your way here in the live action arena, and up next it's National Autographs. And to tell us more, Russ Thompson.
National Autographs, then the largest form of motorsport currently in the UK, with over 50 clubs and around 4,000 registered members. It's always going to be an autographs racer or a circuit. These are the CC cylinders. They are class 7, and on the front row we've got Chevrolet V8 Power, in the back of 2 Fiat Cinquecentos, the A13 of late racer Laura Weaver, who's going to be racing with the men this year. We've got Darren Hockley in SR62. Then we've got Aaron Middleton, Stroud 80, the Honda Civic Supercharged powered Mini Pickle, and Alfie Smith from the West Midlands in Ludlow 23. Multiple champion Phil Cooper jumpers there in ARC5, and he lines up alongside Mark Rice with a twin Hayabusa powered mini pickup in York 34. Current national champion at the back is SC61. Watch out for him. 2 more Hayabusas in the back of that beautiful mini pickup, and on the back row joining him is Rich Lee in Nottingham 70 from East Midlands, and he will be looking to make his way through. So we've just got 1 or 2 to get sorted before we get underway with autographs action. So just a bit of a delay there. We've got what can you see down there, Dave? We've got 2 fearsome cars on the front row.
Well, not being the engineer that I am, I hope they're not expecting me to go out and fix it. Now, of course, you were saying, Russ, that these are, well, there are so many different categories that have had national autographs racing, and these cars absolutely spectacular. If you've never seen them before, just looking in behind how they managed to almost graft those engines into the backs of these cars is absolutely remarkable. And the action comes thick and fast from them, doesn't it?
It sure does, and looking at this though, with the different types of motor in the back of these cars, the horsepower is unbelievable, over 400 horsepower in those front 2 cars alone, and you won't think such a small machine could produce such power, to a variety of the others as well.
And the thing is, weight distribution is absolutely crucial. I don't know if Al is picking this up here with me alongside this car down here, where the driver is actually sitting right in the middle of what was, of course, the original saloon car shape. So weight distribution absolutely crucial. Driver sitting right in the middle, trying to get that weight where they need it. And Russ, I think I'm right in saying that the weight distribution half makes these cars so entertaining because they wheelie when they put the power on.
They sure do. Even on this indoor arena, the front ends are known to lift up quite spectacularly. So they drop the clutches when they set off and when they come out of each turn. But plenty of horsepower. The driver sits right where they need to be for that power to weight ratio to work perfectly.
Now the car that's failed us down here on track, which is very, very unusual, it has to be said, is a pickup, a mini pickup. Now of course, going back many, many years, these used to be so popular on the roads, mini pickups. It must be very, very difficult to find really good examples of these to turn in and engineer into the perfect national autographs racer, Russ.
Yeah, it is. Nowadays, though, you can get kits out for minis. There are specialists out there which do build them, but if you can find a genuine one, then you've got the decision to either keep it on the road or turn it into an autographs racer, which is what many of them do now. And the Mini, in fact, is still the most popular car in the sport, whether it's in the unmodified classes or indeed the classes we have here, like this. We have just got this delay though, unfortunately. We will be up and running very, very soon with autographs action, and you won't be disappointed. It's well worth the wait, as these cars are one of the quickest around this indoor arena.
What I recommend you do is just do a Google search on national autographs racing, and as Russ said in his introduction, wherever you happen to live in the UK, you're never going to be far from a national autographs circuit spread right across the UK. The action comes thick and fast. It's the start from a standing start, all lined up against each other, and then there's short, sharp races that are absolutely remarkable. So apologies for this slight delay, but trust me, as Russ has said, it will be absolutely worth it. And think what it's like for poor old Darren Hockley, who's sitting there in that car, waiting to get going, so desperate to put his foot through the floor and bring the front of that car up and go racing. And at the moment, he's just sitting there ticking over us. And I think it's bad for a presenter or a commentator, whatever must it be like for a Class 7 race driver.
There's definitely some nerves down there. It's the same at any meeting. You watch them when they go to the British Autograph Series Championship rounds or the UK Autograph Championships, when it's well known to have well over 400 competitors throughout all the classes, and to top it off with the National Championships to find the best of the best. And we do have the best of the best down here today.
It's interesting you mentioned those really, really big championships. I remember the very first one I did for television was out near Stratford-upon-Avon. And as I approached the racing circuit over the brow of this hill coming out of Stratford-upon-Avon, I thought I'd landed at Glastonbury. I've never seen so many campers and tents and cars, and they're huge events, Russ.
They are indeed, but it's a great social side as well. I mean, we're all rivals on the circuit, but we're all pretty much best of friends when we're off it. But we're going to stop the short talk now because we are getting these guys lined up, and the horsepower will be unleashed. And like I said, those front two cars, they've got around 400 horsepower in the back of those tiny cars. And the ones back have got nearly the same. So we go green flag on, go! Early leader, Laura Blaber, down the middle of the pack, and at the back after a poor start, the nerves got the better of it, was Darren Hockley.
Told you it was going to be worth the wait. Absolutely spectacular, brilliant stuff from National Autographs. Up next then, let's have a bit of a challenge between car manufacturers and an inter-country challenge, because it's all German. Which are going to be the best? Is it BMW? Is it VW? We're about to find out. Nick Knowles.
Yes, Dave, we've taken two of the production car series from the circuits of the UK and matched them up against each other. We're going to see the BMWs, which are, of course, rear-wheel drive, up against the Volkswagen Golf series, which comes are front-wheel drive. Which is best? Well, let's find out. Both these series have good entries, produce good competitive racing on the racetrack, well worth going to watch throughout the season. Of course, it's very good for the drivers too. The drivers in the BMW series tell me that you can get a car and a full season of racing for around about £10,000. When you're talking motorsport, that's pretty good, isn't it? Anyway, the cars line up. Car number 7 is on the front row here. That's Paul Foreman from Norfolk. He's in the VW. And on the outside of him, we've got another car, number 7 this time though. It's the BMW 7, Brian Jones of Norwich.
I've been infected with restless distractions that manifested words and they just speak. I've been infected with restless distractions that manifested.
And here's great welcome to the VWs. Foreman leads the way. It was his first season in the series in the season 2013.
Restless distractions that manifested words and they just speak. Because I made the last fool because I made the last
over the line we go, and a change on the front of the BMWs have found the lead in the shape of Brian Jones. He's standing there, but we've got two VWs behind him, streaming down the back straight. Here they come around the final turn to the front, and it's BMW with Jones crossing the line there. Oh my goodness, now the VWs were mighty close.
Well, that was remarkable. very lucky in that one of the series I talk about on TV is DTM, which of course the all-German touring cars, and well, we've seen BMW and VW pitted together there in that little challenge, which was very good. And Nick, you and I, well, we had a little wager, didn't we, as to who was going to be victorious, and on that occasion, you win that Mark challenge.
Yes, so does that mean I'm actually not buying the drinks in the bar tonight?
Well, there's no surprise. Okay, it is Autosport International, the racing car show, and of course the performance car show. And mentioning DTM as I did, of course, the whole show is littered with celebrities this year, and one of those, of course, is Gary Paffett, who I know is in and around the show as well. If you get the chance to meet him, what a great guy he is. So lots more action to come. Just a little bit of work to do down here on the circuit. May I remind you that there are opportunities for you to be involved with the show in terms of social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, or whether it's YouTube. Please do check us out. And of course, everything in the show you're going to enjoy so very much indeed. So lots more action to come here. Just a little bit of wiping up to be done, Nick, from one of the cars that clearly just needs a gasket sorting out. Gasket, now that's a word that we don't use very often anymore.
Yes, we certainly have a few problems with our race cars this morning, but nevertheless, we're going to move on. Still lots of excitement to come. We've got some great stuff to show you, haven't we, Dave? And you will enjoy.
Yes, and right now let's welcome out the multi-world Guinness record holder. It is Terry Grant! Sorry about this, I'll sort it out for you, I promise. What's he doing? Well, you can get a lovely overview of his legend car, that's for sure. I know nothing, this wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, some great shots you're going to have on your phone. He's flying back in the car now, and he's still got the camera with him. This just isn't happening at all. Oh my goodness me, what if he drops it and breaks it? Right, huge wave please, with the storm going on there, somebody's... I'll get it, Arthur, thank you. That wasn't supposed to happen. Apologies, but thank you very much for taking that. My goodness, Nick, I've been in some trouble, but that was perhaps the most embarrassing, so I thought that phone was going to get dropped. But help me out of this muddle, please, by introducing now the National Hot Rods.
Yes, the National Hot Rods, they are exciting Formula races on the tarmac ovals of the UK. They have their own World Series, international drivers compete, and it all comes to a big world final race of 75 laps at the Football Stadium in Ipswich every July. It's a non-contact class. These cars are built on a space frame. They have 2-litre engines, Kevlar body panels, racing tyres, all the right bits, very much a racing formula. These are the high-speed hot rods. Laying out on the front row of the grid there, we've got car number 27, Mikey Godfrey down there, comes from Carlton in Oxford, 24 years old, one of the younger drivers competing. One to watch for is the world champion, last year's winner, and that is John Christie from Ireland in car number 962. He's on the outside on the second row on the grid. Watch out for him. After many, many years of trying to win the world, he finally had his dream come true in 2013, and what an incredible race it was. Also keep an eye on that big BMW Z4 out there, the orange one on the fourth row of the grid. That is Colin Smith on the outside line there. We've got Les Compelli from Southern Ireland in the 777 car, also on row 4.
Those national hot rods really are something else. Brilliant racing from them. And of course their world title won by John Christie. Talking of titles, of course, there's so much emerging young talent in motorsport. One of the biggest titles that a young aspiring star wants to have is the McLaren Autosport BRDC Young Driver Award.
The strong, the mighty, the forces of evil can never destroy the powers of the Wonder Man. And though the most formidable journey lies ahead, only one will prevail. Wonder, Wonder Man.
When you see the list of the previous winners and what they've gone to achieve in the career, if I can emulate in a part of that, that would be brilliant. It's really the prestige of the title that really helped to further your career.
Prestige of the names and prize and the drivers that have won in the past years speaks for itself.
This is the 25th anniversary of the award, and it would mean everything for me to win. I'm going to do the best job I can, and my aim is to impress the judges. If I was to win the award, my dream to become a professional racing driver increases.
What do you think, Jess? It's pretty full on. You know, they arrive, they get their ovals, we have a debrief, they jump in the car. You've got to remember, these guys have come from cars with 185 horsepower.
Year we get higher and higher standards. I'm blown away by how close they are. It's surprising, and it has surprised me every year I've done this award. Just need to see people get on top or down, so you simply enjoy the last 2 days of the race. Obviously it was great, everyone's keeping their cars close to the section. Did you done it? The one was great feeling, Dan didn't jump to Cook's price. So close. There's definitely been a couple with identical, so it's going to be hard for them to pick. Underperforming, they will significantly. I've got my eye, hopefully that will.
One guy is too inconsistent for me.
It's going to be suspense if you go into the flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jake Hughes, Jack Aiken, Seth Morris, Robinson, Chris Middlehurst, and Matt Parry. Now the winner of this year's award will receive a BRDC membership package, £100,000, and a Parai carbon fibre helmet worth £2,000. And the winner is Matt Parry.
Money's the motivation, money's the conversation.
So huge congratulations to Matt Parry and to all the competitors here in the McLaren Autosport BRDC Young Driver Award. As these drivers come amongst you, some supreme young talent, and who knows, maybe a future Formula One world champion parading in front of you right now. So from the stars of the future, we go back some 60 years ago. A sport that was expected to last but a few months came over here and became written in the folklore of motorsport and oval motorsport in particular. The technology, not brilliant back then in those days, but the entertainment was spectacular, and that has lived through its entire 60 years. Briscoe, Formula One stock cars.
Firstly, we're going to see a pass by 1950 stock car star in a 1959 Ford Pilot. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Roy Clark coming by. It was way back in 1954 when the story started at the old New Cross Stadium in London. Good Friday was the day when they crashed and smashed and really caused something of a storm. When we look at the old stock car, that's how they were 60 years ago. This is what they look like now. We're talking brute force and sophistication. Of course, they are the bigger brothers of the Formula 2 cars we saw earlier in the show, and that means that these cars have got bigger wings, bigger engines, V8 Chevrolets, and bigger bumpers. So hold on tight now. Here we go.
Briscoe Formula One stock cars, the noise and the action, something very, very special indeed. And wow, talking about things that are special, there's another couple coming from you now. Well done. Supreme entertainment for them, and the historic car as well. Nick, I don't know whether you know this, but back then the bumpers weren't made of steel. Back in 60 years ago, they actually had wooden bumpers, so something very special indeed. Talking of specials, let's go back to National Autocars, who have their own version of special.
Classes 9 and 10, there are 12 major classes of Autosport, from the 1000cc minis to the twin-engine machines you see here. The father, mother and indeed the child can race in their own class and making it a truly family sport. So on the front row we've got Class 10s, it's Andy Hawkshaw in York 7 alongside ARC 1, that's Lee Seagrave. They're on the front row there, the Class 10s. Then we've got Josh Hassel, the youngest driver in the field. He's been very, very impressive in his debut season in that SN19. Then we've got Derek Leach, the Irishman in DA 121. Class 9s in the form of John Whitehouse, Reese Williams, Tom Gordon, and Tracy Christmas. Watch out for Sandro as well. Not too well that time.
No, I think you're not talking to is in order, isn't it? Now, it's at this point in our live action arena show here at Autosport International and the Performance Car Show where my running order has run out. I know there's something happening, but I know not what, because nothing on my sheets here at all. But I can hear the rumble and thunder of something approaching the track. So more action to come here in the Autosport live action arena, though quite what it's going to be is beyond my realm of knowledge at the moment. Nick Knowles, I've seen some things, but what you've got a front, no middle, certainly no back, but you've kind of got two fronts together. What's this all about? Do you know?
Dave, I have no idea what's going on here. I wasn't expecting to see these, well, cars.
They're going racing!
We've got two drivers, or have we? We've got one guy driving, another guy in the back sitting the wrong way. I don't know. I literally ran out the back, and as you just mentioned, there's two drivers in there. There's one poor fella who's having to go backwards for an entire lap. They were magnificent. But how do they work? Have you got one guy in reverse, one guy in first gear? Oh, they're stopping. Perhaps I'll be able to have a chat with one of them and find out exactly how they do this, because they're going to go again. Absolutely extraordinary, utterly mind-boggling, Nick Knowles, because as you were saying, two drivers, two engines, of course means double the power, I guess, and just phenomenally fast, but they look weird. And I've got to tell you, Dave, that one is a shocking car.
I have to say, I love the colours. I think they look absolutely great. Really, I do. I just feel for the drivers in the back there, Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have some technical difficulties. Please stay in your seats. I'm sure it won't take a moment to get those lights back on. Indeed, I can see that the electricians are working hard and hopefully they've got all the wires and stuff out here, Dave. You're in the dark a bit down there, aren't you? Please stay with us and we'll see if we can get those lights back on.
I've seen some bonkers stuff in my time, but that has got to be the most bonkers of the long, Nick.
Just like the boxes of the fair. I can't believe it.
Absolutely crazy. Great stuff. Well, I don't know what you call them, to be honest. Okay, well, as spectacular as that was, we might be even able to go yet further in terms of spectacular. And more details of that in just a moment. Down here on track as I am, I can see our hard-working marshal teams making sure that all the oil and liquid or whatever it is that's been left from those, we're going to have to come up with a name for those car things. Cars, two cars, Twix, think about it, two, jammed together. We might get a free bar as well, you know, product placement, you know how it is. So teams working down here before we bring the next live action arena spectacular in for you. Hard-working brewmeisters here, Nick.
Yes, they are a hard-working team down there. They've had one hell of a show, haven't they? But we hope you enjoyed it. It's not quite over yet because whatever you do, don't leave your seats.
No, because you are going to love this. The UK Freestyle Motocross Team!
1990s, please welcome